Learning how to trust the process was really lack of faith. Soon as I began to trip about it, I get back to basics. Couldn't even call my family members, they ran out of patience. Wish that I could talk to granny about it, but she passed away.
What's happening? Learning how to trust the process was really lack of faith. Soon as I begin to trip about it, I get back to basics. Couldn't even call my family members, they ran out of patience. Wishing I could talk to granny about it, but she passed away. Things don't just figure themselves out. Knowledge itself, wisdom from the experience, it brings the understanding, but it's the element of when that's outside of our control. When it comes to chasing your dreams, especially while you're walking that narrow path, a lot of people aren't gonna be able to help you in the ways that you really need. And I'm the type of person that can learn something from anybody, but you gotta learn to depend on and trust in God. A lot of people mean well, but they just end up projecting their own fears onto you most of the time. They couldn't possibly understand where you're coming from if they're not walking on that path themselves. You know, it's not enough to have a dream or to believe in God. It's different when you're actually walking it out and putting that into action. I think aside from economics and environment, the biggest obstacles for why people quit pursuing their dreams is the patience for how long it actually takes to get to where you're trying to get to, and the fear of the unknown of what lies ahead. My granny was a super hard worker, creative person. She used to crochet blankets, hats, little scarves, and things like that. I never realized how strong her faith was until later on. She left me her Bible, and it's full of notes that she had written while studying. And it's crazy because I have so many questions now about life and family that I wish I could ask her. But it's almost like while I'm reading her Bible, I'm able to see her perspective on certain things that I'm learning about and that I'm going through. It's a blessing. Can I get a second catch of breath before the curtain close? Flowers while we still here, Cuzzo said I deserve a rose. Pulled up in the Westies, I ain't even concerned with those. Pulled up in the Westies, I ain't even concerned with those. Growing up, my cousin was like a younger brother to me. And he was the first person who ever heard me rap. I think I was in like 7th grade. He must have been in the 5th. It was a remix of Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza by Mac Miller. It was the early days of YouTube, so I don't even think I had the instrumental. Back then, what I would do is just, when I was listening to something that gave me inspiration, I would end up just start writing over the song. Whatever song it was, I would just write a verse over who was ever rapping. Then we started getting a little older, getting into retros and polo, truies and designer belts. We would work all summer at the Boys and Girls Club and spend every check on that shit. We would already know how we were gonna spend it before we even got paid. Then that turned to hustling, betting on basketball games. I could care less about materialistic shit now. I still like to get fresh from a artistic or creative perspective, but I'm glad I got it out of my system while I was still young. I know a lot of people who still spend all their money on that shit, trying to fill the void, but it's never enough. At a certain point, I realized that I had clothes and shoes, things that I always wanted, that when I finally got them, I ain't even care. You know, it's like, once you get it, it's not what you thought it was. And half of that shit just sat in my closet, or I ended up giving it away because I realized that it's not gonna give me what I really needed. Wake up and I check all my accounts like I'm supposed to do. Back against the ropes cause them loan payments way overdue. Always see me smiley, you'll never know what I go through. I can't really teach you how to style, but I could show you. So we know that most schools don't teach financial education. At least they didn't when I was going through it. And most people have a scarcity mindset, which leads to fearful or reckless money habits. I'm not no financial advisor, but some basic advice that I got a while back that changed my perspective on it was keep track of every dollar. Create a budget for yourself to keep account of what's coming in and what's going out. It'll help you stay more organized and have a better understanding of what your situation truly is, you know, where you can make adjustments. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. I took out school loans when I was 17 and I had no idea how or when I was gonna pay them back. I knew it was an investment in myself to learn and to experience more life. My family helped me through the process and I had decent scholarships, but by the time I graduated, I still had hella debt and no real plan of what I was gonna do. I've been doing inner work. I don't even talk about it. I've been feeling introverted, overlooked, and often doubted. Started to begin to search, trying to find the proper route. I've been living with a curse. I'm learning to move on without it. How you view yourself will affect your entire experience of life. Similar to how you spend your money, how you decide to spend your time and energy will determine what you get in return. I used to seek validation from others. I would spend my time with people who would expect less, so I didn't feel like I have to challenge myself. I would work jobs where there was a low ceiling for growth, so I would excel quickly and feel good about it, but eventually get complacent because I knew inside that I had a lot more to give. Auntie in the ICU, family trying to clear the air, everybody coming to the rescue like they really care. Mama need me more than ever, now she in the wheelie I could not complain about it, I know life ain't really fair. I spoke briefly on my auntie's situation on the track and breakdown for Kathy. It's like everybody wants to wait until it's too late to come together and show love and support. It don't even feel genuine at that point. Similar to my mom's situation when she had a stroke and ended up in the wheelchair. Don't come around just to ease your own guilt. Show real love to your people while you still have the chance, because you never know when somebody's time is gonna run out.
Auntie in the ICU, family trying to clear the air. Everybody coming to the rescue like they really care. Mama need me more than ever, now she in a wheelie chair. I cannot complain about it, I know life ain't really fair.